You're listening to Truly Unruly with Marcus and Jessica Trufant. What's up, everybody? We back. It's Truly Unruly with Marcus and Jessica Trufant. My name is Kel. That's Marcus. That's Jessica.
What up?
It's been a minute again, but as I say, I feel like the last 5 episodes, this is the time of year where I feel like things pick up for everybody with just life and lifing. So it's all good, but we back. Everything good with y'all?
Yeah.
Everything is everything, brother.
We're getting back
it's always
into
a lot.
The swing of school and sports and just everything.
I wanted to talk to you guys about an interesting post that's been floating around on the internet. I know how Jess is about surveys and studies, but we're gonna just discuss it and just see what everybody thinks. Yeah,
especially now, because facts ain't facts. The truth ain't facts anymore. So, what's survey?
There's a lot going on in the world right now. Matter of fact,
and people live in lies, and they do surveys and false realities as well. So it just
to support their narrative,
right?
All right.
Okay, Gail.
Let me see what you guys think about this narrative, okay? So, couples who communicate everything divorce 3 times faster than those who strategically stay silent. Therapy industry sells honesty that kills relationships, while 50-year marriages keep secrets.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Do you feel that's a? Do you
I get
agree?
what it.
I've heard some older people say. I don't know where I was, but older couples talk about honesty, but you got to be strategic, right? You don't want to. Everything does not need to be disclosed, right? There's
I agree.
Still some individuality. I guess not even that, but you just got to be smart about what you share, right? Okay. I guess for an example, if you're a man and you go to the grocery store and an interaction happens, I guess, with another woman or something like that, but it's really not anything. You just don't have to overshare, I guess is my point, right? It could be, or it don't even have to be a woman, or a woman approaches me, or there's just some things that don't need to be shared because there's no reason to.
I don't know.
I don't know exactly what I'm getting at, but there is a such thing as oversharing, right? So
yes.
I do agree with this survey. There is a point to where, okay, there's teamwork and things need to happen, but
under what context?
I don't know.
I mean,
so that's why I'm kind of searching right now. Like I'm drowning a little bit.
Are you talking about you're going up to your spouse and I cheated yesterday, so no, I'm just going to be open and honest with you.
I don't think that's what the survey is saying.
Well, what does the survey say?
Okay, I'm being honest with you. I really hate you today, and I really cannot stand you today. Instead of maybe keeping that to yourself and maybe kind of working through that differently instead of just being open.
Well, that's a form of abuse.
No, it's not.
If you talk to somebody like that every day, I hate you today, or I don't like you.
In the name of honesty and sharing, right? That's what I'm saying. So there's a point, and we all know that in relationships, you're not always going to like your spouse like that every second of the day, all the time. So I think that's kind of what you're getting at, Kel, right? I've been drowning. I'm reaching here, but I
don't know if that's it.
I think I know what I'm talking about.
Well, here, let me read some stats here. One of them is the lie. Healthy relationships have no secrets. Reality. Healthy relationships have strategic filters.
There we go.
No lies. Discernment. Your partner doesn't need to know every fleeting doubt. Past compassion or monetary irritation. Couples married 50 plus years, when asked their secret, we don't say everything we think. One wife, some thoughts are meant to die in your head, not live in your marriage. Therapy culture says that's unhealthy. Divorce statistics say therapy culture is wrong.
I mean, there is no right anything. Therapy isn't right. Like, what?
So when you talk about the filters or truth without compassion, maybe could be a thing. It doesn't always have to be filtered, right? Because hard truth sometimes is a good thing, right? But
it depends on how you frame it,
right?
Because sometimes
that's what I'm saying. If you don't frame it in a way that there's a little bit of love on the back end of it, right? Yeah. So they're saying that everybody should be lying in their relationship and keeping secrets is what the survey said.
No, but I also don't believe when you ask a couple that's been married for 50 years, what's their secret? They're like, we keep secrets.
Facts.
That's not the first. That's not. First of all, I've never heard that. But I have never heard a couple say that's how our marriage stays alive is we keep secrets.
I think what it's saying is that small things that could maybe create more damage. Truth is truth. And
I get that.
In the name of moving forward, but truth, from the context that Kel was talking about, that
unfiltered, raw.
The woman said that a portion of your thoughts need to just die in your head, right? Because some of your stuff is nasty and may not come out right exactly like it's supposed to be. So you just got to let that ride.
Filter,
right?
That sounds like having no filter. That sounds like having no fucking regulation.
That's
also,
what.
If you're just walking around like, anyways, I don't like you today.
Right.
It's like, are you stupid?
That's what sharing everything is saying here. And that's why those divorce rates are saying what they're saying. If you're oversharing and you don't have a filter, you're going to rub somebody the wrong way.
But don't people have filter? Like, it's weird. That's weird to me.
What's the culture called?
You're supposed to develop those. I think it's something you naturally
therapy
develop.
Culture, right?
Those
therapy culture
tools.
does tell you to just let it out, though, right? To not hold it in and let all these things out.
I think people are misunderstanding, and possibly therapists too. I don't know. Communication is key, but it's about communicating in a healthy way, right?
Yeah,
it's in a healthy way. It's
healthy
not
can be aggressive sometimes.
Everything, but it's telling something.
Yeah,
it's giving something. So, who took this survey?
A relationship research tracked 2,000 couples over 20 years.
You know, people are just trying to start some shit. They send the survey out, and then they spark that, and people are like, you know what? That's right. So, and then it becomes gospel, and everybody's like, oh my gosh, I've been doing this wrong. Or therapy. My therapist has been telling me wrong.
Well, Jess, you are saying you're. So I think what it is what is good for that specific couple, right?
Right.
What level of sharing can the relationship
handle?
Right. What type of maturity, or how thick is your skin, or what does your background look like as far as being able to handle that type of criticism? Or somebody like, are you somebody that's going to go in the tank or explode or go crazy? Or are you going to be coachable and kind of be like, oh, okay, I can see where you're coming from.
Coachable?
Well, coachable to maybe I can do something different if you don't like things. And you're I'm just using my
I'm
terms,
like, okay, get off the sports terms. Coachable.
But pretty much being coachable, right? Can you be critiqued and corrected in a way that you can handle that, and you can go out and you can go get better the next day in practice?
Right. But again, when you initially get with somebody, if somebody just doesn't have a filter like that, and you choose to say, I do, you're taking the risk.
Right.
You are taking.
But the relationship can't handle that, though. And maybe that person, that's just how they are, and they want to be able to voice their likes and dislikes as they please. But most people that are like that can't handle it when people throw it back at them.
I know. And that's when the relationship really cracks and falls apart.
90%, I think, is what Kel's survey said about the oversharing of a couple.
Yeah, it's a lot. Well, I don't know. A couple of things. I feel like, why would you marry a person that you can't be honest with? Do people not think that far? Do we just as people not think that far when we like think of like falling in love with somebody and a family? You know what I'm saying? And kids, like, you know what I mean? Like, do we not? Think
you might not think about it. Yeah.
Well, people aren't honest with themselves, so it's kind of like,
or people may not realize what it really means to be honest, right? Maybe
that too.
Okay, I know my lady or I know my man, so I know I might need to stay within these lines if I want things to remain smooth in the household, and you think that's the way to go, right? But over time, you start to implode a little bit, or you build up this wall, or you start to resent and all these other things. So as far as not thinking you could be honest, I think you kind of teach yourself to be a certain way in a relationship. And I think it's usually a man thing too. You don't want to disturb the wife and have them going crazy.
Teach yourself to be a certain way.
Because you...
What does that mean?
You've learned, or in order for...
I know you have to learn how to be in a relationship, but...
Not to rock the boat. So I'm not really going to say my whole truth because I know this is going to start a thing.
Well, that's filter, and that's...
Teaching yourself to be...
discernment.
No, that can be that, but again, that could be teaching yourself not to express
but not
properly.
Silencing, right? Maybe not at the moment.
It's a fine line.
Right. It is a fine line. Maybe not at the moment, but it's going to come out. But you use your filter, you use timing, you use discernment, and then you drop that shit out.
I feel like, I don't know, from the standpoint of a man, from just a male perspective, because I'm a dude, I feel like that makes me feel like I don't...
perspective?
Oh, here, Jess hates it. Anytime I have to say it's from the fucking...
Let's go with your patriarchy. What?
No, it has nothing to do with that. But it's just like, and maybe some women feel this way. If you can't really voice how you feel in your relationship, you kind of feel like, and you got to walk on like eggshells, I guess. And I'm not saying being rude or disrespectful about it, but it's like, it makes you feel like you're voiceless in your relationship. I could see how that could make someone feel like they don't have a voice. Because it's like, I can't tell somebody, the person I love, honestly how I feel, because they're going to feel some type of way and it will implode and destroy my relationship. And it's like, no, I want us to get better, right?
Right.
I want to feel like I'm able to have a voice in my relationship.
Right.
I feel like that's that saying of suffering in silence. Like, I feel like in some marriages, that's a very real thing.
I think it is the realest thing. I think it is more real for, I don't know. I think for men and women, but specifically women.
Hell no.
About silencing their voice? Are you kidding me?
There's terms out there, happy wife.
The moment a woman
speaks
out or
speaks, the new modern woman movement,
don't
with the modern
even
woman,
go
now with the modern movement,
y'all don't want that.
I don't know. I don't know, man. I feel like a lot of men. I'm not saying women don't suffer in silence, because they do, but I feel like we as a society we overlook the fact of the amount of men that do suffer in silence because of the stereotypes of toxic masculinity and stuff like that. Like, because a lot of men aren't like that. Like, a lot
good
of dudes,
men suffer
a lot
in
of good
silence.
dudes aren't.
You're
like,
talking about the guys that are overbearing and trying to keep their woman in their place and all this other stuff. But
it's
but
a
like,
lot.
I don't feel, but like, right. But I don't feel like in the times we live in today, especially just how like things are shifting. Like, I don't think that's the majority. You do have a huge, big percentage of that, but I don't think it's the majority, because like,
look that up. It's like,
what do you
I'm like, find some statistics. Send out a survey.
I'm just saying, like, I don't know, man, because like that's why that's why I feel like you've had this big like male mental health movement in the last like 10 years.
You're speaking everything. Yes, you're right.
What I'm saying?
I agree.
Don't be scared to go to therapy. Like, don't be scared to be vulnerable. You have these things that you're building up inside that you've been taught not to express,
Right.
And so now men are trying to find
teaching
outlets.
yourself.
But you're suffering in silence. But that's not the relationship's fault. That's not the woman's fault. That is,
I don't think anyone's
conditioning,
fault,
right?
Yeah,
it's definitely conditioning.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. Like, I don't feel like it's any one person's fault.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's this new thing where it's like, all right, we have to learn how to grow into this and grow into like being okay with like vulnerability and expressing certain things when things bother you instead of like, building it up. Because like I said, it's only been like maybe the last 10 years or so that's become more of like a thing, especially in the black community with black men.
Yeah. I think social media really opened the door for that, for men, and just, like the memes and the posts that talk about vulnerability. And it's just becoming, it's more in the forefront now. And yeah, men, you guys have generations of toxic masculinity on your back, inside, on your chest. And
we do, but we're kind of talking about the opposite of that, though, right? The
right.
other side of that.
But I'm saying, but now it is the time, right? Okay. Now we're talking about mental health, and we're talking about these negative traits, and hopefully men do not have to suffer in silence anymore. Speak up and speak out. And it is okay to be vulnerable. I don't know. Being vulnerable, it's powerful. It really is. It really is powerful to be vulnerable, because everybody can pretend to be fucking strong.
But the woman,
because that's what everybody does,
has to be ready for that, because they're not so much used to that either, right? At times it could be thrown back in men's face, like, okay, you're being soft, or you're doing this, or you need to man up, or like you shouldn't do it in that way, right?
Again, we're just doing what
that's
we're just doing what you
that's
guys.
That's not what I'm talking about, though. That's not like that's not an answer.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, but so it has to be openness on both sides, right?
Yeah,
it could be that, right? And that's what some women think a man is supposed to be, right? All right, I'm going to get in your face and I'm going to do all this other stuff, right? And that's what I guess
that's
be.
Because that's what we know. That's what we see. We're trying to exert our power. We're trying
culture,
to say, ugh.
Are you talking about from the woman's side?
From the woman's side.
Right.
We're stepping into our
But that doesn't
power.
mean that a man has to suffer in the process of women stepping into their power.
It doesn't. And that is a personal problem.
For who?
For the individual.
From what side?
If you
from the woman's side or
if
the
you're
man's
not
side?
opening your mouth, if you're suffering in silence, right? At some point, especially when you're aware,
you got to speak up.
It's on the individual. But like, what am I supposed to do? Sit down and have a therapy session with you about how you feel?
Maybe.
Yeah, because maybe there's a point where your man wants to wants to be heard and wants his woman to listen to him, because
a lot of men don't know how to express either, so
and
maybe
that's
they
what
need
I'm saying.
a little bit of help.
It's a very personal thing. It's
but
a very thing that you guys have to get.
To say that it's not the partner's responsibility at all, I don't know if I agree with that.
I am not responsible for your feelings, your actions, your speech. You are.
Right, but you can be
I'm not responsible for your vulnerability. I'm not responsible for how open you're going to be. If I'm open, you should be able to be open.
Well, no, just what I think part of that though, and this can go either way. It's like, if it's the person I love and my husband, my wife, whoever, right, whichever way it's going, I want to make sure that, that's the person I guess I want this person to support me, right? That's my support part of my support system. Like a lot of folks say when they get married, like, you know, their wife becomes their best friend or their husband becomes their best friend. And so it's like if marriage is a learning experience every day, and we're having to learn every day individually to become better, I would really want my person to support me and make me feel as comfortable as possible to want to be open if I'm not used to doing that, because I want the same from them, right? Like, so if they're having a hard time being vulnerable and being open, and that's something that they struggle with, well, what I want to do is make sure that my person do what I can, the most that I can, to make sure that my person is in the best mental place and safe place to be able to express and show those vulnerabilities without feeling like being judged, because this is the person I love, right? So I get what you mean, because at the end of the day, it takes self. It takes self.
How do you even know that somebody is suffering? You don't know.
Well, you can't do it for
men
them,
are
is what you're
suffering.
saying.
That's
So
what
I
I'm
do
saying.
understand.
If you don't
Yeah.
say anything, I'm not going to know.
Right. I understand.
Right.
Maybe you're just like that. You know, some people don't have to do all of that. And so how do I know if you don't say anything?
Fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, start speaking up, men, because that's why you guys hold all that shit in. Just like you said, you suffer in silence and it clips your life early.
Yeah. No,
well, women,
we get it thrown back in our face.
I was about to say that. Some women have proven that they can't handle us speaking up. So we, again, are teaching ourselves, okay, I don't want that type of smoke, so I'm going to have to step back.
Okay.
I don't know.
So, because it's how you have spoken up spoke up in the past, right?
I don't know.
It's been masculine. It's been toxic. It's been laced in.
It's just corrective, and not all women, but some women have issues with being told that they're not 100% perfect in situations.
So what?
Okay.
So what? That doesn't mean you don't say it. So what?
True.
Like you guys said, we say it.
It's just different, and you know that dynamic.
And
so let's not act
with you
like.
Guys? Are you guys like what? Like if we're like, oh, you're a baby, then you're like, oh God, maybe I am a baby. Oh.
Well, if I'm in a situation of feeling vulnerable and I'm trying to be serious with you, and I'm like, damn, like this hurt my feelings, or I'm really like whatever, I don't need you to be like, damn, nigga, you're weak, or what are you crying? Are you sad? What are you sad for, bro? Like, I don't know. There's some women that have that masculine way about them where it's like, yo, like.
And then you push a man to become on the other side.
Can't push a man to become anything. Sorry.
I disagree. It's about an interaction, right? Yeah. You can push a man
a man to cheat. Like, is it that same thing? You're kind of moving along those lines.
You can.
I believe so.
I believe so.
You can push a man into
just like you can push a woman to cheat from doing all this stuff, and then like she goes out and she finds something that's better or that feels better, that is a more trusting, that's a more supportive situation.
If anything, you push her out of the relationship, but it doesn't necessarily mean you push somebody to cheat. Cheating, again, that is a very personal choice.
So you're saying that the table cannot be set for someone to go out and cheat. If I'm a man,
the table can be set.
I'm going
but
out
that person still
every
has
night,
to take the action.
I come home, cheat. I don't deal with you, I don't do anything, and then
you break up.
Jess, that's not how it always works. That by the numbers, that is cool, but
I'm saying realistically, it sounds good on paper, but it's such an excuse.
It is. It
is.
He
drove me to cheat. And what the fuck?
We are imperfect.
Stop.
So why do
Stop
people
letting that narrative fly? They pushed me. No, I'm unhappy. I chose to cheat. Instead of saying, hey.
Oh, okay. So you're saying that the blaming part. Yes, I agree with you. That individual has to choose to go out and make that move.
Right.
But there's moves on the other side that contributed to that decision. That kind of helped push that person.
I feel like
assisted.
I feel like that's an excuse when people say that.
It is an excuse, but people in most situations,
he pushed me to cheat. He pushed me. I had to.
People in most situations don't cheat if they're in a great situation. Right? Most people cheat when they're in terrible, shitty situations when bad stuff has happened. So not that they're pushed or it's not on the other person. You have to consciously make that choice. So you are right. I agree.
Know I am.
But it matters what the other person is doing. You just can't say it doesn't matter and it's all on the person.
But then leave. You have a choice. That's what I'm saying. It's
easier to cheat. It's easier to cheat. And people take the least road of resistance. People don't want to come to the table, be truthful. Okay, I don't like what's going on. I'm going to leave you, and then I'm going to go over here.
So I don't like what's going on. I'm going to go fuck on somebody else, and then I'm going to come fuck on you.
Mm-hmm. People do it every day. So
I know people do it every day.
I'm going to come back and take care of my family.
I'm going to, and maybe not even fuck on you because like you said, I've been pushed to cheat. I don't know what you're doing. So I don't know. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but I feel like it's become like a thing.
It is an excuse, and the individual should take.
It gives a reason. It gives like a pass.
But
almost.
Again, it's the least road of resistance to come to the table with truth. This relationship is trash, and we need to separate that from. I guess what's going on, if you're going off the Jerry Springers and the culture and all this kind of stuff, people are going to mess around first just because I guess it's easier than to have that face-to-face conversation.
Hey, and look, that's why couples who communicate everything divorce 3 times faster.
That's what I was going to say, Kel. I was going to say when you communicate like you're talking about.
Yeah, this is why people just don't say anything, you know.
They're in a relationship and they just cheat.
That is just terrible.
Yeah. Hey,
it's terrible. Never stay in something.
Family.
Never stay when you're unhappy.
The second family thing is crazy.
It should be that easy. Yes, that is crazy.
Like real quick, living here in Vegas. So I know a lot.
How many second families do you know?
No, it's not second. No, that'd be crazy, right? No, but like I know a lot of folks that grew up like in Arizona or like parts of Texas that like live near border towns and stuff, and they would talk about like one of my buddies. He's from Nogales, right? So Nogales is in Arizona, and half of Nogales is in Arizona, and the other half is in Mexico. And he talks about how like growing up, how it was so common for like men to have like second families. You'd have one family in Arizona and then you have another family in Mexico who's never going to come over to Arizona, and they would have like 2-3 families, and this was like regular everyday business as usual. It's crazy.
It's too much pressure. That's a lot of pressure. That is
for and so this one person is he the breadwinner of 2 families?
Yeah, no,
that's
a lot of pressure. Exactly it.
It ain't worth it.
Or you shit on one family.
It's too expensive to have 2 families.
I saw a video about that the dad like pretty much disowned the first family, and then he went off and started another family.
Oh, look at what guys can do. Go ahead.
Hey, it's wild out here in these streets.
It's science, man. That's not our fault.
A second. Let me go get a second family.
I think down in those border towns like that, in this Southwest and just South part of the United States, like that's common. I don't think people are doing that like in Canada, where it's like I got a family in Blaine
America?
and another family in Vancouver. Like I don't think people are doing that. But
you used to hear about that though in the South. Isn't that
that's a
T.O. story, right? That his dad lived across the street or something like that, and he never knew.
Something like that.
Yeah. I knew a guy in Seattle who's a buddy of mine whose stepdad grew up like that. Where like he like watched his dad like every day across the street.
Crazy, yeah,
it's crazy. And then like I swear to God, even
secrets,
in my own family,
secrets and not telling the whole truth, right?
Look,
in a relationship.
I swear to God, and I hate putting this on blast, but I'm gonna put it out there because I think it's actually kind of funny. My grandmother on my dad's side, I swear to God, her father, she would tell me, she'd be like, my great grandpa, she'd be like, yeah, he would come and stay for a couple weeks and like drop off money, and then he'd like leave, and we wouldn't see him for like 6 months, 10 months. I was like,
Wow.
well, what was he doing? She was like, I think he was working. And I was like, Granny, he had a second family.
And she knew.
Like, I was
Right,
kidding.
right. She gave you the.
There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way.
You know, the
I
women
feel
was
like-
more supportive back then, right?
Yeah. And this was like
You
in
could have your
Texas.
second family.
Yeah. So like,
I
I'm
don't think that's
pretty
funny.
sure
At least
my
yep.
great grandfather.
As long as you brought the money back and you took care of the family,
Yeah.
they
Well,
but they suffered
rolled with it.
in
Silence. They
Not
suffered in
anymore.
silence,
yeah, not so
for
much
sure.
silence, but yeah, they I guess they played the game.
Yeah. So
I don't know. Glad I
Right,
wasn't
well-
around during that because I'm not playing that game.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure my mom has some like great aunts and uncles that she knows nothing about, or my dad, excuse me, has great aunts and uncles that he knows nothing about. But pretty funny.
Yeah.
To me, I thought it was funny because it's just like it's the stereotypical Southern thing, and I'm just like,
Mhm.
like, all right. But she was just like, yeah, he'd leave and he'd come and then he'd leave,
Wild.
and I'm like, so you didn't get to know your dad like that? He was out making money and he'd come back and bring us money, and I'm like, he was.
But that's how it
supporting the
was
Southern
back
family.
then. Yeah.
Right.
So-
That is. I can't even
Wild.
fathom.
You work all day and night though, as the man, and and you know the mom would stay home in like a lot of situations, and that's all the dad did was work, and he didn't really know the kids.
Wait a
like
minute.
that.
But it's not because of a second family.
No, I'm talking about just in general. A lot of the situation was the dad is going to work himself to death, and it just make sure the kids and the wife could eat. That was his job,
Yeah.
and not to really raise the kids, but to
I
go
was
work.
going to say, raising the kids will cause you to death as well.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. Remember, like, you guys ever see the movie Fences with Denzel Washington?
I should.
And
know
there's
it,
the
but
scene where he
yeah.
talks to
Pop
the
up on
son,
it?
where the son's like,
Oh
"Why
yeah.
don't you like me?"
Mhm.
And he was like, "Who says I have to like you? I clothe you, I feed you, I put a roof over your head. Does
Mhm.
not mean I have to."
Outside
like
in front
you.
of the house, I think is the scene,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
Like for some reason that makes me think of that. Where like
Mm-hmm.
back in the day, where it was just like, listen, like I don't have to like you. Who
That's
says I
how it
have to like
was.
you? Because I. But I think what he was saying is like I support you, and
I love you.
Yeah, exactly. I actually love you because I do all these things for you. Who says I have to like you?
Dangerous.
Type of thing.
That is
That's a
dangerous
that's
language
a very slippery
to
slope.
tell a child
But-
that. What are you teaching that child?
But that's the old way, and that's what we're talking about now. Back then, men weren't able to express, or they didn't think they could. They had to be strong. They had to go to work. They had to do all these things, and they really didn't have space, or they didn't think they had space for those type of emotions or those type of conversations, right? It was all about work, and I got to take care of the fam. And that's it. Right.
And so you think women were just walking around like, oh my God. Oh, I wish
I wish what? No.
Women were holding their shit in too.
Right. But why can't it be both at the same time? I don't
Well,
understand
I'm
what
just
you're
saying.
saying.
I thought you were just saying it was just men
No,
that had to do
I'm
it.
just-
and women
no,
were like, I'm like,
no.
wait a minute.
I'm just saying that's why
Well,
this different
Clarification.
style of communication from a man is a process for us. Like it's kind of
It is.
foreign.
It's emerging.
yes.
You guys are emerging as emotionally intelligent creatures. And
Animals.
humans.
Which is
It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
It's healthy.
Yeah. We just have to get rid of the people at the top.
Here she goes.
Maybe that's a whole
Sorry.
nother show. I agree though. Yeah.
They're giving off a fucked up frequency, and it's trying to distract men from evolving.
Yeah, that's a good point. I agree with that.
So,
Well, this was a good discussion. Yeah, I guess keep a couple secrets if you have to. I mean, it's gonna save your fucking household. Like, you don't got to share everything. I mean, let's be real. Like, you guys have been together for what? You guys been together for what? 18 years? 20? Almost 20?
20.
Plus years. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, almost 21.
married for 17 plus.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, do you guys really think you know everything about each other?
Nah, but close. But no, and we shouldn't. We're still individuals,
He probably
right?
knows almost everything about me.
We're still individuals, and what I would say is, I would expect you to say that. But as a woman, I know I don't know everything about you, right?
Pretty close.
Right.
I'm
That's
pretty
not
open.
everything. It's pretty
Right.
close.
I'm pretty
That's not
open.
everything.
Right. That's what you're supposed to say.
I'm pretty open.
Okay. Yeah. And I would agree with that. But
Okay, then.
still.
But I can't say the same for you.
I'm a man. I don't know how to express.
Wrong answer.
properly.
Wrong answer.
And this is the reason why you guys are still married. You see what I'm saying? Because there is strategic lying.
I mean, think about it. What if we were both like, oh God, and whining together all the time? That would get old too.
It would.
Somebody would have to do something different.
Someone would get annoyed, I feel like.
Yeah. Oh, we're both crying together? That's enough.
Or if we were all silent assassins that were like that would be different too. It would create a different dynamic. So that's why sometimes the yin and the yang, it works.
But again, these secrets that we're keeping, I'm starting to think, are we talking about like secrets of cheating?
No, just in general, just things about past and you as an individual.
Some
right?
stuff is better left unsaid, as in that.
Yeah. I guess.
All right, I'm going to save you. That's a good out. Woo! All right. Good episode, you guys. Good stuff. Truly Unruly, y'all. Marcus Trufant, Jessica Trufant. I had to cut that one short. My name is Kel. Follow us on social media at Truly Unruly _podcast. And remember to like, subscribe on your favorite podcast player, and catch us on Converge. Boom. I think that's it. All right. Till next time, y'all. Peace and much love.